If it's in Hampton Roads, it's on the Hampton Roads Show.
Welcome to the Hampton Roads Show. Our live audience today is from the Cypress Point Circle for the King's Daughters. We'll get the details on their holiday bazaar this weekend.
All right, we're in the kitchen today with Kevin Wong. He's the chef and owner of the Boardwalk Restaurant in Virginia Beach. Very clever name, delicious dishes. He's going to show us how to make an easy seafood dish. Panko cod with hoisin black bean veggies.
Candy cakes, coffee cakes, and crimpets. Oh my, tasty cake treats are a big hit in the Northeast, and now the Philly favorite is coming to Hampton Roads for good. We'll tell you where you can score your new favorite treat.
And we're clearing the confusion for ladies this morning. You've heard about the changing rules regarding important tests for women like mammograms and pap smears. And we know women have questions, so Cheryl Tan is bringing us some answers from a local doctor in today's What's Your Problem?
And you got a little peek there of our postcard from today, some video from the new planetarium that opened at the Children's Museum in Portsmouth, so we'll talk about that too. So we can't just say, oh, our studio audience is here. I mean, it's a bigger deal than that.
It is a huge deal.
Oh my gosh. Mama's in the house. Mama
Mom's here.
Reckling.
Wave Mama Reckling. They got to know. There she is.
My mom, let me just say
cool.
this. I'm so excited. I really had no idea she was going to be here today. I heard last week that she was coming in, but man, I come in here and my mom's in here. That's awesome. And that is the best looking audience we've ever had. I've said it before, but that is the best looking audience of all time.
You better behave.
Not only that, but in the kitchen, it's one of my best friends.
Perfect.
Kevin Wong.
It is the Chris Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
What's going on?
And later, Chris's 5th grade math teacher.
Oh,
Come on in.
Hey, let me just say this. I'm glad they're here today and not on Monday.
When you're off,
When you were a naughty nurse.
Thank goodness. I'm glad you weren't here Monday.
Yeah, it is cool though. I mean, that's, you know, there's something to be said for being born and raised here, and your family and friends are part of the audience. I think that would be strange.
That's right. I know. Well, you know, Hampton Roads, through and through.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's talk about our hot topics on the Hampton Roads Show today. If you were watching Wavy News 10 last night or this morning from 4:30 to 7, you saw this. Tom Shad.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And the leader of the free world got to do a one-on-one. Look at Tom Shad and the family dog. A handful of local news people were invited to the White House to talk to the president specifically about his jobs plan so that the president could tell each of the folks how it would affect the area that they came from. So Tom went up there and did a great job asking him how it would affect folks in Hampton Roads. And, you know, we just think it's just a terrific thing. We call it a huge get, you know, in this business. So if, you know, whether you're a journalist or not, if there was one person that you would love to have a few minutes, you know, to talk to, who would it be?
You know, if you pose that question, it's hard. You're kind of like, man, who would I talk to? And two,
From
dead or
what
alive.
realm? Yeah.
Dead or alive. Anybody you could sit down and talk with. And
who's
one
it
of
gonna
our, you know, I'm thinking the president would be pretty awesome. I mean, in this day and age, just, I think that would be awesome. But I'm trying to think of some other people. I mean, there's like celebrities and artists out there that, yeah, that'd be cool to meet. Even here, though, when we have the comedians come on, I've seen some of these movies like Bill Bellamy and the Wayans brothers. Like, I grew up watching them on TV, so it's kind of surreal when you get to sit down and actually dialogue and talk with them. But if you could just score one big interview, I don't know, I'd have to think on that.
Well, me being a sports guy, I think I'd have to go sports realm. I think of all the people that have come through in the world of sports, I'd go Babe Ruth.
Really?
I'd want to sit down with the Babe. Yeah, because he was such a colorful character. See what he had to say about his time and his life and his era, because he was bigger than life back in the day.
Yeah.
That's where I'd go.
That's cool.
I don't know. I would have like one from every realm.
Right.
Yeah.
I think my sports realm would be like Vince Lombardi or like Harry S. Truman, you know, as a president. But, you know, average people too. I never got to meet my father's parents. Had passed away before I was born.
Right.
Way before I, you know,
point,
unfortunately,
too.
when
Good
he
point.
was very young, he lost his mom. You know, my dad was only 2 years old, and then his dad passed away too before I was born. So I really would love to sit and talk with my grandparents, you know.
Right. Yeah.
That is neat. Yeah, you never think about that. To interview, you know, my mom lost her dad when she was 18 or a teenager, and so I never got to meet my grandfather on that side. So that would be interesting. Yeah. Sit down and meet.
The list
Grandpa.
is endless.
I mean, I like to think someday I will, you know, in some way. But
the list is endless. We want to know what you think. Let us know who you would like to personally sit down and talk to.
Yeah, there might be some young ladies out there that might want to talk to Justin Bieber.
Oh my gosh, I'd like to talk to him and say, what were you thinking?
Yeah,
If
so,
it's true,
all right, so the rumor mill is hot this morning. Now, this is all allegations and rumors, but rumor has it that a fan of Bieber, Justin Bieber, she's 20 now, she was 19 at the time, is saying that he fathered her baby. They're saying that she was 19, he was 17. They had, quote, relations backstage at one of his concerts in Los Angeles. The baby has been born. It's 3 months old. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. The girl's name is Mariah Yeater. Justin Bieber's legal team says they haven't seen the lawsuit. They're denying all allegations, and they're also saying that they're going to do anything that they need to do to defend Justin Bieber. So
it wouldn't be fair to
squeaky
say,
clean image.
does the baby look like Justin Bieber? Because all babies look like Justin Bieber, because Justin Bieber's a baby.
Baby.
Well, you know, I'm not really all shocked by this. I mean, the guy has huge celebrity status. He is a teen heartthrob.
No,
I'm not really surprised by this, but another thing that doesn't surprise me is we build these celebrities up, and then we slowly watch them come back to earth.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole Britney Spears thing. I mean, up and then down. Now it's Bieber's turn.
I'm not surprised that as a young man he wouldn't want to partake in some of the perks of his fame and looks and all that. But you would think there would just be a whole team around him dedicated to
Whoa.
warning him.
They can't be around him all the time.
No, I know, but
That's
I mean,
his mom's around him
I've
all
heard
the time.
even like young kids who come out of college into the NBA, people talk with them about the dangers of some women.
It's called a mistake. Isn't it called a mistake most of the times? And it happens all the time. Children out of wedlock like that. I mean, that happens. It's a mistake.
I know.
The poor
Well,
kid.
you kind of probably would hope to go in with the intention, like, I'm going to, keep my image up, I want to do this, but sometimes, I don't know, maybe he had relations backstage, I don't know, but we'll see how this unravels.
Protected relations. You know? That's what I'm not surprised that he, I'm probably going too far. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm surprised about the sex part.
Another day.
I'm talking, why wouldn't he take every precaution possible to have fun, but not now be in the headlines for?
Well, how old is he? 17.
He's a baby.
Well, he's dating his girlfriend is Selena Gomez.
Oh, she's got to be psyched.
She's 19. Yeah.
That may be a deal breaker.
I don't know. Well, I don't know if it's true. We'll just have to see how this goes.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Bieber and babies. Bieber and babies, and who would you interview?
That's right.
If you could interview
We're
anyone.
covering the gamut. Let us know what you think.
All right,
join us on Facebook, Twitter, HR_show. Let us know. All right, Carrie, bring on our favorite weatherman.
You know what? If I could interview anybody, it would be this meteorologist name. Oh my God, he's here!
You
Jeremy
can.
Wheeler.
Lay it out.
Jeremy.
You don't want to get inside my head. It's messy in there. Once you get in, you don't get out. It's like a Roach Motel.
I'm guessing you'd want to go Albert Einstein, maybe. You'd want to go science.
Yeah, that
Sir
would
Isaac Newton. You'd want to go in that realm.
Yeah, Albert Einstein. That would be really something. Yeah.
Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah.
He and his
his
kite.
A kite.
I would love that.
Yeah.
And you guys talk sports too. I think Michael Jordan would be one for me.
How about Muhammad Ali in his prime?
That would be really.
That would be a really good one too.
Yeah, I'd be intimidated by Ali though. I mean, he would
Float
joke
like a
around. He
butterfly.
kind of had that humor, like you didn't know if he was serious or not.
Your
and
right
I'd be like, well, are you, don't hit me. So.
No, I think he'd be great.
The list can go on.
Yeah. You learn a lot from people when you interview them.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. All right, so let's talk about the weather, and then we'll get to the pop quiz in just a minute. Let's see what's going on out there. It's chilly this morning. We got temperatures in the 30s, 40s, and some 50s, kind of mixed, but most of us on the chilly side. We're going to warm it up to about 63 today. Lots and lots of sunshine, so that's good. Tomorrow, a little more cloud cover, but temperatures will be nice in the afternoon, mid-60s. We see some 60s again Friday, but a few showers possible. Saturday we take a dip, but then we come right back up Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Finally, some warmer weather, upper 60s and some low 70s. And don't forget, we turn the clocks back this weekend coming up too. That's right. It's that time of year. All right, so here's the pop quiz for today. Norfolk to Chesapeake to Virginia Beach. Just one small part of Norfolk. A native country in southern Asia and a flowing stream. So you put all those together, you'll come up with the answer.
If you read it slower, does that mean it's more difficult?
So it's emphasis. There's emphasis there.
Yeah.
Jeremy, you never know. But if you can get his clues, today's winner is going to receive a great prize, a $50 gift certificate to one of my favorite places, California Pizza Kitchen.
I think after today, you're going to really like the boardwalk. That is a segue to the kitchen.
Oh, the boardwalk.
I got it.
She got it. Here.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, Chris
Atta girl.
Reckling. I'm almost tempted to forget the recipe today because you said Kev here goes way back with Chris Reckling. So any stories you want to share about our co-host would be welcome.
He's a great surfer, and he's somewhat of a mile fisherman, so He's learning, though.
Okay. I know you've got better than that. Anyway, Kevin and Cliff are here from the Boardwalk restaurant in Virginia Beach. Not walk like walking, like Boardwalk, W-O-K, because you do a little Asian flair with everything that you do at the restaurant. Yep. So tell me what you're going to show us how to make today.
Well, first of all, we're going to start off with the panko cod that Cliff's going to show viewers on our basic pankoing method. The Japanese breadcrumb is a very buttery type of coating.
Okay.
And it's great on any kind of fish.
All right, Cliff's gotten started. Didn't go too far, though, because we're going to be back in a minute. What other ingredients are we using today?
Well,
What's going to go with our fish?
We got a hoisin shrimp with the black bean salsa that we've come up with. And my main ingredients are going to be the baby bok choy and Chinese napa, which are two great vegetables. And they're very good in any type of oriental salad, any kind of dishes. They add a lot of crisp to all the dishes.
All right, we will see about that. We're going to get started with our cooking in just a moment.
Can't wait for that. All right, still ahead on the Hampton Roads Show. This week's postcard from Hampton Roads needs extra postage. We're taking you out of this world.
But first, there are many different official recommendations when it comes to women and when they should undergo certain medical tests. So which guidelines should you follow? Cheryl Tan gets some answers on this week's What's Your Problem?
All right, we're back in the kitchen with Chef Kevin Long from the Boardwalk Cafe in Virginia Beach. Cliff Jackson is also here, too, assisting us this morning making a panko cod with hoisin black bean vegetables. You were dying to get started last time, and we had to slow you down. But now we can say, go, Cliff, go, because it's time to get started on our recipe.
What he's got going on here is he started off with a self-rising flour, and he goes directly into the egg wash, and then directly into the Japanese breadcrumb panko. And that's what gives it a nice coating, and then we're going to go ahead and let that start frying up. We'll turn the heat up on that a little bit and let that fry up as we are cooking our other dishes.
Gotcha.
And what I've got here is any type of cooking you do, especially the Asian style, we want to have everything ready.
Prep is key.
Prepped and keys, ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get our heat up nice and hot for us. I'm going to let you do a little bit of cooking also, because that'll show viewers at home on how easy this can be. So we're going to start off with a little bit of oil.
Oh, Fury can do it. Anybody can do it.
Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to let our pans heat up a little bit.
Chris Reckling has told you about me, hasn't he?
Yes, just a little bit.
Okay.
But what we got here is I've got some fresh ginger and garlic, and those are kind of a staples items for any kind of dish that we do at the restaurant.
Okay.
We also have some special hoisin, some sesame oil, and some fermented black beans. Now we use this a lot in our restaurant to add a lot of pungent flavor to a lot of our dishes. If you smell that, it's got a very salty and fermented, it's great flavor. So what we're going to do is go ahead and add a little bit of garlic and a little bit of ginger and kind of let that stir that up a little bit and let that get heated up. Okay. Turn the fire up just a little bit for you. Just kind of stir it around a little bit. You're doing a great job.
Why, thank you. How long has the Boardwalk been open?
Let's see, this is our 11th season, and we're over on the Princess Anne area, the southern end of General Booth Boulevard.
Okay.
So we've been there 11 years now, and we get a lot of business from our Sandbridge residents during the summer.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And then we have a lot of locals that come in also. So we have a variety of guests that come in.
Okay. You said all I have to do is just kind of keep this moving, right?
Right. Well, what we've got in here is we've got a little bit of shrimp. We're going to add a little bit of shrimp. You can add any kind of meats to this dish also, but I just decided that you can do chicken, beef, but let's go with shrimp today.
Keeping it seafood?
Seafood based.
We're having the cod too?
So.
Okay.
And then what I've got here is some special hoisin.
It smells good.
Got some hoisin here. Hoisin is a derivative of soybean, and it has a lot of garlic, but hoisin is also a condiment used in a lot of barbecuing, especially in the Asian culture.
Okay.
So it's a great barbecue sauce.
But what gives it the color?
Well, what it is, it's got a little bit of red vinegar and a little bit of brown chili paste.
Okay.
So it kind of darkens it up a little bit, but it's great. Can you smell that now?
Yes, I can.
It's starting to heat up a little bit. And then what we like to do is we're going to go ahead and start throwing in all our veggies.
All right.
Okay, once we get the shrimp to be kind of an opaque color like you got, you're doing a great job.
Pink. Well, thank you.
And then what we're going to do is I've got our napa and small baby bok choy, as you can see here.
Okay.
I like using the small baby bok choy because it's a much sweeter flavor to the large stalks.
Yeah.
kind of like the romaine hearts.
And that Napa cabbage, if people haven't had, it's like a cross between cabbage and lettuce. It's not quite as hard.
Yes, it's very delicious. The true name behind the Napa cabbage is, they call it they call it like a Napa Oriental pecan cabbage, and then a lot of people use it in a lot of salads.
Okay, cool.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and throw our vegetables in here and let that cook down a little bit.
All right, that's perfect, because we have to take a break for a second, so we'll let those vegetables cook down.
All right.
Cliff has flipped our cod over, so we'll
Okay.
be back in a couple minutes to kind of bring it all together.
Okay, that's great.
All right, Kevin Wong, thanks very much.
Smells super good.
It really does.
Well, it seems like every time that you turn on the television, experts are talking about new guidelines for tests related to your health.
We're talking specifically about women's health, something that we don't really talk about in polite company, but it is important because over the last few years, and most recently just last month, new guidelines have come down from a government agency that stretch out when these tests should be taken. The confusion continues regarding mammograms and now pap smears, tests, of course, that are important to women. So I sat down with a gynecologist in Chesapeake to cut the confusion in today's What's Your Problem?
Miss Cromwell? Hello.
Every year, like clockwork, Deborah Cromwell finds herself at the doctor's office for a yearly checkup and the annual check-in on her health.
My health is, of course, extremely important to me. I like to know what's going on with my body. I'm very aware of changes that in my body, and I want to know that I'm healthy.
A government agency is weighing in, not on the annual visits themselves, but on what tests are carried out during them. The U.S. Preventative Services Task Force is now saying yearly pap tests, which are considered the best way to prevent cervical cancer, are not necessary, instead suggesting women get screened for the disease every 3 years instead of every year. It is confusing, and it flies in the face of what women have been told for years. So what is she supposed to do?
It's not a mandate. It is a guide, and that's just it. It's a guide. It's the basis for conversation.
Dr. Margie Corney is a Chesapeake gynecologist and says women shouldn't be making this kind of decision on their own anyway.
The point is that people are confused. And if you're confused, then you need to go to the authority.
Dr. Corney says some people simply don't need to screen for this type of cancer every year.
And the reason for this is because the probability of cervical cancer is not very high in certain people, and depending upon what their history is. So it's not cost effective to screen those particular patients every year because the yield is going to be low. For example, a patient that's had a hysterectomy, it's not necessary to do a pap smear on that patient on an annual basis. She has no cervix. I'd also like to add that there's a distinction between a pap smear and a pelvic exam. The pelvic examination, for most patients of reproductive age, it needs to be done on an annual basis because there are other things that can come up, other things that need to be evaluated, and it's an opportunity for the doctor to establish communication with the patient and maybe direct her in other ways. Keep in mind, the pap smear is a screening test. It's not designed to clearly define or diagnose an abnormality. Its job is to try to get all of the abnormalities, anything that could possibly be determined from a pap smear.
And that's the other thing. If pap smears are designed to identify all abnormalities, there's always the possibility a woman goes through emotional and physical stress for something that turns out not to be harmful. In 2009, the same government group presented new guidelines for mammograms, recommending against routine mammograms for women in their 40s. Dr. Corney says those new guidelines haven't changed what she tells her patients.
As of right now, your first mammogram should be at age 40. If you're high risk, then things might be different. It might be suggested that you do your mammogram even at 30. But right now, your mammogram should be started at age 40, and it should be done annually, and up until 50.
And that's Dr. Corney's final word. The guidelines may be changing, but they don't necessarily mean changes for you.
Relying on our own health experts is crucial.
So here's another change. This government group saying that girls under 21 don't need that yearly cervical cancer test either. Another discussion topic that you should be having with your doctor.
Some good information, good to lay down. Like you said, it's just a guide.
It is a guide, yeah.
All right, thank you, Cheryl.
All right, we're buzzing all over the place this morning with Mom and Kevin here. I'm buzzing because It's like family.
I know. But you know, it's hard.
like it.
It's hard to talk about like sex in front of your mom, even if it's about somebody else. But we have
You're
to.
right.
Talking about
I'm blushing a little bit.
talking about the Beebs.
The Beebs. Well, now he's got street cred.
Oh, please, you're not helping, Chris
Okay,
Reckman.
I know,
All
sorry.
right, Angel says, idiot, not him, meaning her. If it's true, we have to throw out the disclaimer right now. Justin Bieber and his camp completely denying the story. Anyway, she could be charged with statutory rape then, right?
That's
Because
true.
there have been numerous stories in the news these past few years about people who were busted within the same age group. Oh, by the way, he sounded terrible on Dancing with the Stars last night. Finally hitting puberty or a bad sound manager, LOL. I think he skipped puberty.
Well, let's
if he
see,
is
let's
a
see.
father.
Oh, he
There's
has a
this
new
dude
haircut?
from last night. What do you think about that? Kind of keep miser
Let me ask you
thing
this.
going on.
Does this mean Justin Bieber is a victim? I mean, really, if he's a victim, I mean, come on.
He could be a,
All right.
a victim of fame. Or,
Okay,
you
a
know.
victim of bad computing here. All right, we're going to jump over to the other hot topic. That is celebrities you would most want to
people.
interview, or people or anybody in history. And how about this? Dawn Tim says, Anne Frank. Her story has always fascinated me. I know I'm weird.
No, I don't think so.
Anybody really
I did that.
cuts the mustard. How about Mike B? For some reason, I can't get Jonathan Winters in his prime out of my mind. I've always
He's
enjoyed
funny.
his improvisational humor. How about George Burns or maybe Bob Hope? Bob Hope would be a great interview. But let us know what you think, because there's so many great people in history.
You know what I like? I like Mike said it would definitely be a dinner I would long remember. So we didn't say anything about dinner, but Mike's like, oh yeah, I would like to sit down and talk with them over a fabulous
And there's
meal.
another one that always goes around. Who would your dream foursome be? Who would you want to play golf with? So it's sort of the same thing. Dinner, foursome. You'd be in my foursome, I promise.
Oh, that's so nice. I have a feeling you're saying that because I'm sitting right here.
Well, my mom's over, that's why.
Sherry, back to... All right, we're out of time. We're out of time. All right, we'll be back with more Buzz comments later. We're not out of time on the show just for this. And still ahead on the Hampton Road Show, candy cake, coffee cake, crimpet, so my. Tasty cake treats are a big hit in the Northeast. Now the Philly favorite is coming to Hampton Roads for good. We'll tell you where you can score your new favorite treat.
Yummy, but first, the Halloween decorations are packed up and the holidays are almost here. The folks from Bayport Credit Union are here with some tips on how to keep that seasonal spending in line with your budget. Straight ahead.
And don't forget about our pop quiz today. You could win a $50 gift certificate to California Pizza Kitchen. Just log on to thehamptonroadshow.com, click the pop quiz button on the top right-hand corner of the screen. Good luck.
All right, welcome back to the Hampton Road Show. Our live audience today is from the Cypress Point Circle for the King's Daughters, and they're here to tell us about their holiday bazaar this weekend. Please welcome to the show Faith Sullivan, the advertising and publicity chairman. And before we get to this, Faith is a longtime friend of my mother's and mine, and her husband, Don, dressed me for years. So here's a shout out to Don. Thanks a lot, Don. But first, let's talk about the bazaar and what it's all about.
Sure. Well, this is our 8th annual bazaar. We're very excited again for another year. We are celebrating the 50th birthday of CHKD, and that is the focus of our bazaar. We have 50 vendors with lots and lots of goodies for everyone. We have a fantastic bake sale, and we have great chance baskets. So we hope everyone will come and see us.
Okay, not just baked goods, but you got some great gift ideas too for
Yes.
holidays. I mean, look at the wine glasses, and tell me some other things that'll be there.
Well, we have mosaic garden art, lots of beautiful jewelry, children's clothing, women's accessories, red hat regalia, which is kind of neat. We have home decor with wreaths and holiday decorations. We have some gourmet foods that are, packaged and for gift giving, and just lots of just things for everyone, gifts and for personal use.
Just a great way to start your holiday spending.
It is.
And a great atmosphere too. I bet it's a fun place.
It is. It's a great fun place.
You
It
said
is.
this is the 6th or 8th year, is it?
It's the 8th year,
year.
and it's at the Quality Suites and Sleep Inn at Lake Wright. And so we have the entire facility, and so we hope that you will come in and help make this a success. Excuse me. And I also like to say we thank the community for its support over the years for CHKD and its media, who
Right.
helps get the word out, and for that we are very appreciative.
Okay, so it's the Holiday Bazaar, November 6th Quality Suites and Sleep In at Lake Wright, 6280 Northampton Boulevard, Norfolk, 10 to 4, and it is this Sunday, which sounds like a lot of fun. And who's this you got next to you?
Well, this is a lady that I've known a long, long time, and it's Jo Nancy Reckling, Chris's mom.
That's right.
And
Mama's
she and my husband go way back, school days.
Yes.
So that's
yeah,
how much.
well, let me just say this. You guys look great, and have a great weekend this on Sunday at the Bazaar.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Faith.
Thank you.
Hey, Chris, he's just smiling from ear to ear. So cute. All right, well, still ahead on the Hampton Road Show. Outer space, a coral reef, and a rainforest all await you in this week's postcard from Hampton Roads, but you don't have to go any farther than Portsmouth.
But first, we're going to head back into the kitchen to see how Kevin Wong and Cliff Jackson from the Boardwalk Restaurant in Virginia Beach are doing on their delicious dish. All right, Cliff and Kevin have made some serious progress since the last time we were in the kitchen. The cod, the panko breaded cod, good to go?
Good to go.
Got it on a bed of rice. And look how far we've come over here. Tell me what you've added into the frying pan
Well,
since.
what I've done is we've had some chicken stock, some fresh chicken stock, and also I added the hoisin, and I had the fermented black beans, which is great pungent flavor, like I said before about these dishes. And then I went ahead and added a little bit of sesame oil and kind of thickened everything up, a little bit of cornstarch. And we just kind of let that simmer a little bit to create that salsa. And, you know, a lot of these vegetables that we have in here, like I talked about before, is the baby bok choy and the napa.
Yeah.
You can use those for any dishes, chicken, shrimp, or beef, and it's delicious.
Let's talk about this a little bit because a lot of people are reluctant to cook fruit.
Right. Well, you know, with fruit, fruit has a lot of sweetness to it, and I like to use a lot of mangoes, fruits that have a lot of citric in it, but also sweetness. And we like to add a little spice to the fruit to kind of give that sweet and spicy flavor. And it can really be done with the strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, and a lot of restaurants are starting to use a lot of fresh vegetables, especially during the summer months, where, you know, whatever's in season, it works really great with a lot of dishes, and people are looking to eat more healthy.
True.
So, and at our restaurant, you know, we're really working towards on the healthy side in terms of people are coming in with the gluten-free.
Yeah.
That's become very popular.
All right, do we need to trade places so you can put the finishing touches on the plate? And no Cliff
Okay,
started.
what we
but
can
put
do
this
is
on top of the rice.
Yes, and then what we've
Notice
got
how
here.
Kevin went for my frying pan. Right.
What we've got here is I like using jasmine rice, which has a lot of flavor to it also. And then what we've got is, again, the panko cod. Again, with panko cod, you can use any kind of white steaky fish.
Okay.
And it's great. But what we've like at the restaurant, which has been very popular for the past few weeks, is the cod. And what we've done is, what I'll do is just to kind of plate things up, is we'll take Carrie's version here, and we'll start off with hers. And we'll kind of just plate up the dish a little bit.
Okay.
Add a little flavor to it.
Don't tell Jeremy Wheeler which one was which, because when he says he loves my cooking, I don't want it. When he says, it's great, chef, I love it, I don't want him to know.
Okay. Well, we'll do the blind test for him then.
All right.
And then what we'll do is we'll start off here and use this one over here. We'll plate the rest of these. And again, at the restaurant, you know, we have a lot of folks that come in and they may not want rice. You know, we have a lot of people that don't want the carbs.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll leave the rice out and we'll just do a little bit of fish and some veggies. And that's what's different about our place is that, you know, everything is cooked to order. We don't have anything back there in the kitchen. You know, people come in, they want low sodium. Again, gluten-free is very heavy in our area right now. I've got kids that come in and, you know, they just found out that they were, you know, they were allergic to a lot of the wheat.
Speaking of kids, are you aware that your son is in the booth right now? He's been giving me my cues. Noah just said 2 minutes left.
All right.
Yep,
Well,
they
we can
put
do,
him right to work back there.
Well, what
He's
I
doing
like
a
to
great
do
job.
What I like to do at the end of our dish is to add a little bit of sweet and spiciness to it. So we go a little bit of mangoes, and again, during the season of the summer, you know, go with strawberries or go with blueberries, whatever, you know, blackberries. But vegetables, I mean, different types of fruit are really delicious on top of any type of seafood or any type of vegetable dish that you want to use.
Terrific. Well, your boy tells us we've got 1 minute left, so what else do you want people to know about the restaurant? Are you open for lunch and dinner?
Well,
How
we're
many days
Monday
a week?
through Saturday.
Okay.
And we're open from 11:30 to late dinner, which we like to close around 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And we are closed on Sunday.
You said the cod's been very popular, but do you try to use things that are seasonal, kind of caught locally?
Right. We have fresh tuna, mahi, and we've been doing flounder, and we're looking forward to the striper season. Hopefully, Chris can come out and catch some fish with me. But we look forward to it. So we try to do seasonal things, and we have a lot of local farmers that supply us with some great vegetables.
And you probably know them all because you said, just like Cliff, you guys born and raised in Virginia Beach, you're locals, just like Chris.
Right, and we're like I told you before, we're on the southern end of Virginia Beach and kind of in the Pungo and the Lagomar area.
Yep, heading down towards Sandbridge. Okay, well your son just said we had a few seconds left.
All right.
He gave me the wrap it up. All right, so we're going to do that. When we come back, though, we're going to try this dish. I'm going to bring all my friends over here to give it a try.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Welcome back to the Hampton Roads Show. Before you know it, the holiday season will be here. The time is now to get your holiday spending plan into action. And here now with more on how to do that is Sylvia Sutherland, financial educator with Bayport Credit Union. Sylvia, let's have a little fun with the holidays.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like, you got to make this more fun and more interesting for the people. What have you got in tap for the holidays?
Well, think of the holiday themes as providing with sound money management principles. First of all, let's talk about Santa.
Let's talk about Santa. Everybody likes to talk about Santa.
Yes, think about Santa. Now, Santa takes a list, he decides who's naughty or nice, and only certain people will get on his list. So when you think about the holidays and you're planning your Christmas list, first of all, determine who is going to be on your list.
Right.
Think about a dollar amount in terms of what you want to spend, and think of thoughtful gifts that you can afford instead of lavish ones that will just make you broke.
Okay, so it's important to determine who we're going to buy for and who we're going to just maybe make some cookies for.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, so that's the first thing. Make that list, check it twice. Now, what about another theme? White Christmas?
Right. You've heard, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. So, during the holidays, a lot of times you're going to spend more with utility bills, right?
Right.
There are some bills that will be more during Christmas, during the winter season, than they are during the summer. So consider enrolling in the budget billing program with your utility company. It takes out the peaks and the valleys, and you have a set amount each month, and that helps you with your budget.
Okay, of course, the holidays, it's a great time to help others in need and what charities we're going to give to and who we're not going to. We always have to do something for somebody.
Right.
And I know you have a theme for that.
Well, what about the Grinch who stole Christmas?
Ah.
Even though he took the things away from the whole people in the town, what did the people in Louisville do? They held hands and they thought about the fact that they had each other. So a lot of times the things that cost so much, we can enjoy things and you don't have to spend a lot of money. What about a babysitting service for a family member with small children? That goes a long way than necessarily giving them money.
Okay, so we've got Santa, Dreaming of a White Christmas, and The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. So there's other themes going on here. What do you like to hit on next?
Well, what about the 12 days of Christmas? Do you realize if you were to actually spend that money today, it would cost almost $100,000, from the partridge in a pear tree to the 12 drummers drumming, and if you put it on credit, it would cost even more. So think about whether or not you plan to use credit. If you use credit, it's going to cost you so much more, and you'll end up paying for it. Even if you just use $5,000 at 18%, it would take you over 9 years to pay that back.
Okay, well, I don't think I'm going to buy any of the partridge and pear tree, that's for sure. But how about the Miracle on 34th Street? I mean, let's touch on that real quick.
Well, the Miracle on 34th Street, think about it. The one thing that Susan wanted and that she got for Christmas was a house. So even though we are facing the housing crisis, there are some people who are in a position where they can purchase a home. And being the interest rates are so low, it is a buyer's market. This could be the time, because it is a buyer's market, to search for that home of your dreams and to make that a reality, even if you're a first-time home buyer.
And quickly, we want to talk about jingle bells, because everybody like to sing.
Exactly. Jingle all the way. It's always good to have some jingle in your pocket, because remember, cash is king. So use cash. Consider opening a Christmas club for next year, and that way your money will go so much longer.
All right, Sylvia, great advice. Thanks for joining us. For more on holiday budgeting and financial tips, stop by any of the 14 Bayport Credit Union locations across Hampton Roads or log on to bayportcu.org. Sylvia, happy holidays.
Same to you.
All right, well, the Children's Museum of Virginia just got even more exciting.
You can even believe that. The Beasley Planetarium is now open. It's a state-of-the-art facility ready to take you to the depths of the ocean and the far reaches of space and everywhere in between. Here's this week's postcard from Hampton Roads. Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any more exciting here at the Children's Museum of Virginia, it is another brand new exhibit to share with you. And joining me now to tell us all about it is Dan Borick. He is the manager of the Beasley Planetarium that is about to open its doors to audiences.
Absolutely.
So when people hear planetarium, they're going to think moon and stars. Will they get that here?
Well, you'll still get some of that, but you have to think nowadays with our really graphic sensitive kids, and they're really prone to their Game Boys and stuff, we need to do something comparable. So in the planetarium, that's exactly what we do now. We're very graphic savvy and put together shows that will fill the dome, not just with stars, but anything that we could think of.
Okay, so not just planets and space exploration, but just some neat kind of feature films that are coming through.
Absolutely, we're coming in. There are holiday films coming out we're going to be putting in. It can be anything. Don't think of it just being as a space planetarium.
Welcome to the dark side of the universe.
Think of it as being your basic coral reef. It could be a rainforest. It could be anything we want it to be, a desert. We could change to any environment, just depending upon what we want to load into the projector.
What do you think enhances the experience about seeing something like you said, maybe about a rainforest or a coral reef, on the dome-shaped screen versus a flat screen or even IMAX?
Right, and televisions have 3D now and stuff, but you really don't get the effect. And here you really do, because as you look around you, you see it all the way around you.
It's those humans again!
The sound fills the room, and so do the images. It's kind of fun.
How have the kids reacted so far?
Fantastic. I think our biggest thing right now when they come out of there, even the younger ones, our current show is about astronomy and how telescopes have been used over the years to, since Galileo's time in 1609, kind of a celebration of Galileo's accomplishments. And they come out of it, 3-year-olds come out and say, that was really cool, because of what you fill the sky with. It's not just the telescopes.
Yeah.
When you see the Milky Way in there, it's pretty impressive.
I have to say, I like the motif of the outside. Tell us a little bit more about the inspiration for this.
Right, I think our whole first floor in the museum is kind of like a little mini trip to Portsmouth, a little working town. And one of our favorite things in downtown Portsmouth is our Commodore Theater, and this is our version of it. Style and cues taken right from it. And it's a really kind of attractive entrance to our planetarium.
All right, it is a neat looking entrance, but the real eye candy is on the inside. So make sure you visit the Beasley Planetarium soon here at the Children's Museum of Virginia and tell them the Hampton Roadshow sent you. Man, Pat Dowd is awesome, but I mean, it's very hard to do justice to that domed movie screen. You
that
know,
was cool,
I mean,
how you got to go through.
Yeah, it's really neat, but you have to go see it in person. If you want to know more about what shows are coming, what times they're showing, there is the website for the Children's Museum right there, and on it they list the planetarium show times. It's, I mean, comfortable seats. It's really state-of-the-art. I mean, it's really a long, long way from maybe the planetariums of the past, where it was just kind of like the dots for the stars. Just so much more movement and graphics. It was really, really neat.
Interesting. We'll have to check it out.
All right, so ahead on the Hampton Road Show, tasty cakes have been a Northeastern favorite for generations. Trust me. Now the sweet treats are coming to Hampton Roads. We'll tell you where you can pick up your new favorite guilty pleasure.
We're all great.
Welcome back to the Hampton Road Show. We are going to start it off with the buzz, and we are buzzing about Bieber.
Yep, the
buzzing
Bieber.
about the Bieb.
If you're just tuning in, or if you've been under a rock for the last 24 hours, news broke at some point that the Bieb may have a baby.
How does it go?
He may have a baby.
Baby.
Yes,
But
by
you gotta
an
say it
older
more than
woman.
once.
She
How
was a
ironic.
whopping 19 years old, apparently, and he was 17, and she claims they had a backstage moment, or several, and she's got a baby that's 3 months old.
Glad you said it, not me.
I'm good with the tag.
Okay, so this is what you're saying today. Jules says, I think Justin Bieber has a little 50 Cent in him, and sings, have a baby, buy a baby, be a millionaire.
By me, baby.
Have a baby by me.
It's a line. That's a line
Okay.
out of a 50 song.
I know. I'm so out of it.
Well, and I
sorry.
mean, somebody else said that today. Something. Somebody said, maybe it's just somebody attempting to get millions and millions of dollars out of the Beeb.
That's true.
Don said, if it is true, my personal thoughts on this is that the 19-year-old should be charged. He was underage, pop star or not. She knew that she was with a minor. That's true, because sometimes people in those situations claim, well, I didn't know how old the other person was. But I mean, Justin Bieber's incredibly young age for all of his successes. His age has been out there all the time.
That's right. And Melissa Dooley says, it all comes out in the wash. What's done in the dark will come out in the light. So we will all see. There you have it. Melissa,
Marsha's wondering if we'll see a paternity test to end it all if he is the baby's dad. I just can't even wrap my head around Justin Bieber being a dad. Then he should take care of the baby. If he isn't, she should have to pay for any fees or tests herself. She says Justin is a good kid and has a beautiful girlfriend. I hope for his sake it's a lie.
And we also wanted to know who you would like to interview back in history, who you'd like to go. Elle says, White, my grandfather. Amanda says, my mom. And Marcia Keeling says, Lucille Ball, Dr. King, or John Lennon. Love the John Lennon. I think that would be a great interview.
Yeah, I would like to come to that thing, too. I managed to unplug the whole computer. All right, here we go. I'll put it back in. All right, we've got to stop anyway, so I'm going to fix this, and you guys watch this.
Philadelphia isn't just a city of brotherly love. It's known for Rocky cheesesteaks and tasty cakes. They are a legendary Philly treat, and now you don't have to go farther than your local grocery store to pick them up for your family. Joining us now to tell us more about these delicious treats is Jill Redding from Tasty Cake. Jill, welcome.
Thank you. We're so excited to be in the Norfolk area.
So tell me about these cakes. I mean, tasty cakes, they seem to be a hot commodity.
They really, really are. They started back in 1914 in Philadelphia, and they've become a Northeastern snack sensation ever since. So a few of the products that you're going to be seeing on your grocery store shelves are going to be the butterscotch crimpet, which is a vanilla cake with a scotch butter icing, which is unique in the industry today. Then we also have our chocolate cupcakes with chocolate icing, and we have our top seller, which is the peanut butter candy cake. It's a sponge cake with peanut butter laid over top and then dipped in chocolate. I call it the little coins of happiness.
I like that. I like that.
And then for you coffee cake fans, we have the coffee cake cupcake, which is a coffee cake with a vanilla cream icing. It's perfect with a tall glass of milk or your favorite cup of coffee.
Why are tasty cakes so popular?
Well, actually, the reason why they're so popular is because they are the industry leader in consistency of taste, quality, and freshness. So every time you open up a Tasty Cake package, it is as fresh and as good as you always remembered it.
And what is your top seller?
Our top seller is the peanut butter candy cake, and our second top seller is the butterscotch crimpet. So
which is this one?
Yeah, so you want to try one out?
Yeah, I want to try the one that is the top seller. I said I normally like chocolate, but why not? I've never had a tasty cake, so this is
I think you will be extremely impressed with what you taste.
Wow. And these come in the little packages?
And these come in these packages, and they can be found locally at Walmart, Target, and Food Lion. And then we're also going to be having a whole bunch of tasting locations throughout the Norfolk market over the next week. So you got to come out. Don't take our word for it. You have to come out and see why we say Tasty Cake, one taste, and you'll get it.
And where did the name come from, Tasty Cake?
Tasty Cake came from one of the founders' wives, and when they baked the first cake, she took a bite out of it, and she said, "My, that's tasty." And the rest is history.
Tasty Cake. All right, if you want to mention some of the locations, because before, either you had to order them online or go hunt down someone that had Tasty Cakes because they weren't in our area, but now that is changing.
That's correct.
So where can people go to get a sample or matter of
Yeah,
fact,
we're giving away free samples all throughout the next week. So some of the locations that we're going to be at. So Thursday, we're going to be at the Pembroke Mall from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Then at Food Lion later on that day on Richmond Road in Williamsburg from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then on Friday, we're going to be at the Chesapeake Square Mall from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then on Saturday, we're going to be at the Hampton versus Howard football game, and that's going to be from 1 to 3, and then light up the night walk, and that'll be from 5 to 8. So make sure everybody comes out, get their free taste of Tasty Cake, and see why we say Tasty Cake, one taste, and you'll get it.
Just one bite, and that's all you need. All right, Jill, thank you so much for coming on and introducing us to Tasty Cakes. Well, introducing me to Tasty Cakes. Appreciate it.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Free Tasty Cakes.
Good. I want another one.
Free Tasty
Real good.
All right, hopefully everybody got the information about where you can get a free sample, and we'll put that on hamptonroadshow.com.
There you go. Okay, let's pull out the pop quiz for today. Let's see what we got going on here. Norfolk to Chesapeake to Virginia Beach. You can go the other way, I guess, as well. A native, a country in southern Asia, and a flowing stream. So, what's the answer? Come on, what do we got here, people?
I don't know.
Everybody contribute.
I got
know,
it,
I don't.
but I'm
You
going to let
do?
them think it. Yeah. Oh, easy.
You
Yeah,
do?
go for it. What do you
Oh,
think?
easy.
Indian River Road.
Nicely
go.
done.
Your mom told you
Excellent
that.
job.
That's
You got
true.
help. You got help.
Travel it very often. I use it all the time.
Yeah, very good.
All the time.
Well
See, there you
done.
go. That's why you got it.
Good question.
Thank you. All
Good
right.
prize.
Don't be
$50
audience.
gift certificate to California Pizza Kitchen. How awesome is that?
More free food.
Yeah.
I know. All right, right now we're going to go over to Chris's childhood buddy.
That's right.
In just a bit, we're going to try the panko cod.
Speaking of free
That
food,
great shrimp salsa that he put on top.
promise it's primo.
Fresh
I
from the
promise.
oven.
Yummy.
Let me get you a spoon.
Very good. Everybody's
Very
kind of
good.
fixing up their plate of the panko cod with the hoisin vegetables, the fermented black beans. I have to say, at first that didn't sound
Yeah, I was like, fermented?
fantastic, but it's really good.
It is really
It just
good.
blends in with all the
I
other
like
flavors.
the Asian flair to it. It's very good.
So make sure you go visit the boardwalk down in the Princess Anne area. Convenient if you're in Virginia Beach or if you're in the in Pungo, Sandbridge areas of Virginia Beach as well.
Where you can also find Kevin out in the ocean surfing, stand-up paddleboard, or maybe fishing. He's got a lot to learn, too, in that department. My buddy.
Surfing buddies, huh?
And here, hey, Kanoa, come on over here, buddy. Check out his son.
This has
he
been-
he was our producer deluxe
our
today.
producer.
That's
in
right.
the making.
Given the
He was
time,
running the
given
show.
that, it was awesome.
He got
Good
a little
job.
behind-the-scenes look at Wavy TV and how we do it here at the Hampton Road Show.
He's got an Emmy coming.
Did you have fun? You,
Good.
Yes. I like that. Very confident in your answer.
Would you like to thank our studio audience?
I would love to thank the ladies at Cypress Point and the beautiful woman up front. That's my mom.
Oh, Chris.
Thanks for coming in, ladies, and have a great bazaar on Sunday.
Also, if you are a fan of tasty cakes, make sure that you log on to thehamptonroadshow.com because they're going to be giving the samples away at several locations.
Yeah.
So go ahead and pick up your crumpet. Is it the crumpets?
Crimpets.
Crimpets.
Crimpet,
That was
crumpet.
my favorite. I never had tasty cakes before.
All right, and guys, you should check out that planetarium, the Beasley Planetarium at the Children's Museum. I know you would love that. That information is at the Hampton Road Show as well. That's it.
Hey, guess
Isn't it
what?
good, Wheeler?
Yeah, oh, it's awesome.
I made
Yeah,
it.
The fish, oh, yeah?
Yes, I did.
Good.
We have a treat tomorrow's Eye of Hampton Roads is Dick Lamb. So
Oh, cool.
yeah,
sweet. Lamb.
tune in for that.
He is Hampton Roads. for
And
sure.
I'm going to eat my panko cod.
All right.
Have a
I'm
good
going
one.
to go do the news.
Hey, thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Kevin Wong, everybody.
Bye, Kev.
Kevin Wong in the house.